Hello everyone, Professor Lohit here. Today we going to start with the lecture number 4 with the equipment planning. So as we know that the construction requires what large quantity of materials handling, like in moving them horizontally or in vertically. In the simplest form, a construction operation is what the moving of the material from one location to the another. Then two primary function of the equipment is to handle and move varieties of materials around the construction site. So, if you consider an example, a construction site may need to be leveled now, okay, thus involve what the excavation of the soil material from one area and then transporting the same excavated material to fill in the another location of the site. Here the complexity of an operation increases as the what requirement for the final placing or installation increases. Seeing to the another example, the erection of a structural steel member, okay, in a structural frame of any kind of the building. The member are what now are hosted from the hauling unit where all the equipments are stored, location or site, and then are moved and then placed at where it required, that is desirable, what you call final location on a building structures. Then what the structural steel worker then bolt and weld the member in a place. And this example shows that how the primary function of the equipment to handle and move the material on a construction site. Yes or no? So, seeing to that, the equipment planning must identify the work to be done and how to be established. The equipment list, procurement schedule, equipment productivity and a desired construction schedule, realistic cost estimates of the equipment. So, what the equipment planning must identify the work to be done in and how to establish that. First, what equipment lists and procurement of the schedules. You cannot require all the kind of the equipments at a particular sites. So, whatever they required, those you are going to get it and you are going to schedule it at what time, what kind of the equipment you require. Its productivity you are going to see and the desired construction schedule when it want. Then what's the cost of estimation of the equipment? If I get the new equipment, its working capacity is increase or what? Okay, if you the other material, then what's its work is going to be? Because we have n number of like different kind of the excavating equipments also there, lifting equipments also there. So, what kind of excavating equipment you want for the particular site? You are going to see that. You want to know how much it is going to cost you for the construction is also clear. So, let us see the estimation of productivity for the construction equipments. So, first thing we are going to see is the earth moving equipment today. So, in case of the earth moving equipments may include the what site preparations like excavation, embankment construction, backfilling, dredging, preparation of base course if you come to the highways, subbase, subgrade, compaction and the road surfacing. The type of equipments used and the environmental condition will affect the man and the machine hours required to complete a given amount of the work. So, before preparing the estimate, choose the best method of operation and the type of equipment you require for the particular kind of the constructions. So, here each piece of equipment is specially designed what to perform what certain mechanical tasks. Therefore, what the base equipment selection on a efficient operation and the availability has to be done. See here the basic operation for estimating the production of all earth moving equipment is given by production is equal to volume per cycle into cycles per hour. You have to remember this, okay. This is the basic relation for to estimate the production of any kind of earth moving equipment. So, here volume per cycles how you going to define? It represents what? The average volume of material moved per equipment cycle, clear. And the nominal capacity of the excavator or any hauling unit must be modified fill factor based on the type of the material or equipment involved here. Clear? That is what volume per cycle. Volume, I will repeat it once again. See, volume per cycle, what it represents, the average volume of material moved per equipment cycle. Clear? And next is cycles per hour. The cycles per hour must include an appropriate efficiency factor here. You have to remember efficiency factors so that it represents the number of cycles actually achieved per hour. Clear? So, if you know the cycles per hour, then you can easily calculate the cost per unit of production may be achieved by using this formula. That is, cost per unit of production is equal to equipment cost per hour, how much it is going to cost per hour, divided by equipment production per hour. Is it clear? So, cost per equipment, this is the formula you have to remember here. So, there are typically two principal approach to estimate the job efficiency in determining the number of cycles per hour. One method is like to use the number of effective working minutes per hour to calculate the number of cycles achieved per hour. That is the one method. And the second is what? It is to multiply the number of theoretical cycles per 60 minutes by any numerical efficiency factors. So, I will give that efficiency factors for each equipment. So, what happen if I use any kind of the equipment like excavator or face shovel? Each equipment has their own way of working. Some is good at a hard soil, some is good at a soft soil, or some can only work and the ground level is the below the normal level. In these kind of conditions, it is going to work. So, it has efficiency. If I directly haul to the truck there only by excavating, then the efficiency might be 0.9. Okay, if I again dig it and I have to haul the truck which is something 100 meter away from that, then it takes the efficiency reduces. This is what the efficiency factor is going to be added here. That is what the second method states you. Clear? Now, let us see the excavating and the lifting equipments.